What's up, Magnum Sports Network fans? My name is JT Magnum. Welcome back to Take Two. Yesterday was Game 2 of this NBA Finals between the Golden State Warriors and Cleveland Cavaliers. And LeBron James had a game for the ages, of course, and a triple-double. And the Cavaliers came out on top, actually, in overtime again by 2 points. Siggy, you saw this coming. I mean, you have the Cavs still, even though they're all banged up.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, without Kyrie Irving, I really don't think it's going to be the Cavs. I had the Cavs in 6 when I first started. Without Kyrie, I think it's going to be. I think the Warriors will eventually pull it out. But this is what I was talking about in the first video when we were talking about the playoff and preview. That if Curry or Clay have bad shooting nights, the rest of the team falls apart, and that's what happened. Because it's one thing to say, okay, Klay Thompson did great, Curry just had a bad night, it won't happen again. But when Curry did bad, everybody else on that team, except for Klay, did bad. Draymond Green, I think, had like only one field goal, all the way up until like the end of the game, and it was something ridiculous like that. I mean, the team just did not function well when Curry is out, and this is exactly what Cleveland is hoping for. And if he doesn't know how to score against Dellavedova, then something is wrong with the MVP candidate. So that is a big problem. Cleveland would have Clay shoot up these points every game the rest of the way if they want, because in the end they know it has to be Curry that has to be the one doing good to make the rest of the team do good, because he's a facilitator.
I just think it was a fluke game. I mean, I applaud Cleveland's defensive effort. And we knew going into the series that they're going to out-rebound the Warriors, but the problem was offensive execution. I felt that Curry and company were just jacking up too many threes. I mean, usually he makes them. He makes more than what he made yesterday. I mean, he was 2 for 15, but I mean that's never going to happen. I'm sorry, but it might not happen again in the rest of this series. And given the fact that they shot so bad and played so horribly, they still forced overtime. And it's just one of those things where Cleveland they have to play the hardest game they have to play every game of this series in order to win this series without Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. I mean, you just have to play.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing, though. Only LeBron played great. The whole Cleveland team played horrible also.
You have to hope that some of your players score some points off the bench, but you have to hope literally that you have these off nights by some of the Golden State Warriors shooters. And we even had a missed dunk, a wide open missed dunk by Space. One of the funniest things I have ever seen in my entire life. I mean, he looking down. I've never seen an NBA player, first of all, look down when they dribble. He grabbed the ball, he looked down when he was dribbling, and then he jumps in the air and just misses the dunk. And it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And it turns out those 2 points, I mean, there was tons of other opportunities, but those 2 points, being the difference in the game, a wide open missed dunk. But I've never, it just wasn't the Warriors' night yesterday. They just couldn't seem to hit anything. Curry just couldn't seem to hit much. I mean, he had that beautiful finger roll, to force overtime, and LeBron had a chance to win the game. But I thought he was fouled at the end of that game. There was a lot of horrible calls for both sides during the course of this game. Really bad officiating on both sides of the ball. I mean, I'm not in no way, shape, or form a Cavs or a Warriors fan, but I am an NBA fan, and I am very critical of refs, and I've always been. And yesterday's game was really bad, horribly officiated at times, and it just seems like they were calling this and calling that, but then not calling this. At one point, Mozgov had a 5-step travel that I don't even know how they missed it. He spun around.
So did LeBron.
He took like 5 steps. He took like 5 steps. It was just unreal. But putting all that aside, it still was a great game to watch. It still was very entertaining. And the Warriors have to step up because they just seem to be missing. I don't know if it's a mix of Cleveland's defense or just them missing shots, but they're missing wide open shot attempts. They're missing a lot of just shots that they normally make, and it just seems like Cleveland's just gaining that momentum, and now they go home where they're going to be tough at home with that Cleveland crowd, LeBron at home. I think the Warriors maybe need to be away from home. You saw when they went to Houston, they did their business there. They They handled their business in Houston, and given that, you know, they've been battle tested throughout this playoff, so we'll see what happens, how they respond. I think they're going to win a couple games in Cleveland, or at least one, maybe split. We'll see what happens, how it goes, but I think Golden State's going to step it up now, being on the road, no pressure, not being at home, and you know, I think Curry likes and relishes shooting against that you know, against the visiting crowd. What do you think? I don't know.
All right, so think about it. The Cavs were literally, LeBron James was one possession away to making it 2-0 if he would have made that shot in the first game. And, you know, that could have changed the whole complex of the series. Kyrie Irving probably still be healthy, and, you know, the role players would have known their role. You see it in J.R. Smith. You see it in Shumpert. They're trying way too hard to try to be the number 2 and 3 option. Mozgov, though, has been playing good. It's going to be a competitive series, especially now that they're going back to Cleveland. I still do give the edge to the Warriors, though, because you can't. Steph Curry isn't going to be held to 19 points, you know, every game. So it's going to be this. To me, this proves, though, that I think the Warriors were not as great as everybody had them out to be. I think they're a very good team. I just don't know if this is a dynasty that everybody wants to, you know, talk about. So we'll see what happens. But LeBron, you know, he was going to get his points, and I think that the Cleveland Cavaliers can do a lot better than they played yesterday. And we'll see what happens if they both play to what they could play.
Yeah, definitely. So leave your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to tell us who you think is going to win Game 3, what you think about the series so far, how you think it's shifting, how you think Cleveland's playing, how you think LeBron's playing. LeBron's playing phenomenal basketball. It's ridiculous. He's the best player on the planet, period. But yeah, let us know in the comment section what you think. And sorry for all the technical difficulties, but we're working through it. We're having some connection issues, but we are working through it, all right? So for JT Magnum and Siggy Guns, we out. Peace.